Okay, hello. We are here to discuss and talk about the paper titled Designing Structured Reflections for Guiding Learners' Interaction with Generative AI. I am Ritujit Majumdar from Kumamoto University.
And I'm Meron Alice Chen from Suzhou University, Taiwan.
And I am Devesh, a research scholar from IIT Bombay, India.
So, first we talk about what motivated us. So, I am wearing a hat of learning analytics system designer, and I'm trying to develop a system called LA Reflect, which helps teachers to create activities which students can attempt, and we log the data, and that data can be given in a dashboard back to the students and teachers where they can support reflection, and the whole system is designed such that it supports that. Prof. Alice, what was your motivation to participate in this study?
Okay, thank you, Professor. Uh, so I'm wearing the instructor hat, okay? And for this one, we were inspired by the growing conversation around generative AI in education, where some teachers worry students might use this tool as a shortcut. We saw this as an opportunity to take advantage of them in a more meaningful way. Structured reflections, and we believe can guide students to not just rely on generative AI for answer, but to think more deeply about the content they are engaged with. And how about Dr. Davis? So what's your motivation?
So, from a learning analytics point of view, my major motivation was since there is a growing use of AI and students are using it. So these Gen AI tools various students interact in different ways. This motive of this study was to tap into their behaviors of how they interact with this Gen AI and how this Gen AI impact their different processes about their judgment of learning and how much of their efforts they put into reading process, so as to better understand the impact of Gen AI on their reading comprehensions. Yeah. So going forward, I think we should now. I mean, as a system designer, what was your motivation, Beto?
So I was looking at it more from a point of view of a platform that would enable the teacher to author the activity, but also collect various types of data. So in our context, maybe the data from from the interaction data from a context of learning analytics, but also perception data that could be collected in the system, and the teacher could author it and can be utilized for further research insights. So in that context, what do you think, Devesh? To what extent did you use that data for the analysis? Yeah,
Davis, are you
I
there?
missed your question. Oh, the internet is bad. You have to repeat the question.
okay. So as I said that we created this platform, and we had this different types of data. So to what extent did you while analyzing the data, what kind of data was used, and what was the methodology that you could highlight?
Yeah. So this was a longer duration study. There were like 7 weeks of study, but we picked up one week, which is in the middle of the semester, and students were given a research paper to read, and then all their interactions with the Gen AI tool were captured. Along with that, all these activities were authored on LA Reflex system, so we could also tap about their interaction behaviors and the time they devoted. Along with that, we also wanted them to reflect on these learning processes as well as give their judgment of learning and the effort required. So all these data points were collected during the study. Yeah. So I think now, because the methodology is clear, we should now go to the insights that were there from the study.
Okay. Okay, so one of the biggest takeaways from this study was the student engage more with the generative AI. when they had a structured reflection test to work through. And so using this chat PDF make it comprehensible for them to handle this top academic papers. As you can see this from this figure, we see that they use shorter time span. That is because this we collect this data during the middle of semester. Actually, they are more familiar with this LA reflex system, so they already went through this many times, at least 4 5 times. And then, even though they still need to put effort to understand the top academic papers. So when we analyze the data, we could see how students judge their own learning and effort they put into it. And then, so those who took the reflection test seriously felt like they learned more, and which showed that this approach has real potential. And then, so now I'd like to ask Professor Riddle, so what's some kind of practical implication you can see from this data?
So the first thing that comes to my mind is that this gives an evidence towards what kind of patterns emerge, which the teachers who want to do this activity again, they can see. So it is seen that there is a lower effort. So as we train, they would have a lower effort or lower time spent with the AI, but still they can have a higher judgment of learning. And what are the kind of things, what else do you think is important to be highlighted to the educators or the facilitators, teachers? So if you can talk a little bit about that from a perspective of learning analysis, Devesh.
Yeah, so one of the focus of learning analytics is definitely to uncover process, and you rightly mentioned that we can see about their judgment of learning and all those things. Another very important thing is, see, the Gen AI is definitely impacting their learning behaviors, but we also wanted to see how these could actually inform the change or the improvement in their learning outcomes. So that is something which could also tap that how these different behaviors are actually informing the learning outcomes. Yeah, I think teacher Alice can also see how we can take this work forward.
All right. After running this pilot, we noticed some area that we can improve the reflection task. So we might make the prompts more dynamic or personalized based on how students are interacting in real time. Looking ahead, we also plan to include the maybe control group in future studies, so students who do not use structured reflection, so we can better understand the actual impact of the this kind of approach on learning with AI using LA reflex system.
Great. Thank you. It has been lovely to engage in this work. And if anybody has any comments or questions, please feel free to contact us. Okay.